Okay, so it's no secret that campaign is a controversial topic among the true Halo fanbase. Some people like the direction it's taken, while others find it to be generic and lacking both storytelling and elements that made us fall in love with the franchise in the first place. So let's talk about what made Halo so unique and interesting. There was a rich story with depth, meaning, and focused on Halo rings, humanity's fight to survive, and the epic journey one mysterious man made to protect it. The strongest aspect of classic Halo games was the diverse roster of characters as well. Why 343 would exclude Brutes and Flood from the storyline is beyond me, but an interesting piece of information occurs in Halo's campaign. Cortana communicates a message to all life about offering them a chance to be more than they are, and if they refuse, they'll perish. She noticeably mentions prophets and brutes. This line was the saving grace for me in a campaign that didn't focus on a Halo ring, or even the main character for that matter. Why? Because it opened up the door for possibility. Possibility for everything to fall back into place.
Humanity. Sanghili.
What does she want now?
Kikyar. Ongoy.
She's not talking to us. Exuberant, get us to the relay.
Sanshayun. Yonhet.
Almost done.
Jiro Hanai. All the living creatures of the galaxy, hear this message. Those of you who listen will not be struck by weapons. You will no longer know hunger nor pain. Your created has come to lead you now. Our strength shall serve as a luminous sun, toward which all intelligence may blossom, and the impervious shelter beneath which you will prosper. However, for those who refuse our offer and cling to their own ways,
Now she's talking about us.
for you there will be great wrath. It will burn hot and consume you, and when you are gone, we will take that which remains, and we will remake it in our own image.
So we know that Cortana is rampant and not thinking clearly, or maybe she is, but the point is that she is humanity's imminent threat. Now Cortana reached out to all life and basically offered them salvation and assumed her role as a godlike being. This is absolutely huge. We already know that these species are subject to leadership as evident through the Covenant. So what happens when she offers them salvation and higher being? The Covenant reforms under Cortana's command. The genius behind this idea is that Cortana would release the Flood as an ace in the hole to assure her power. That way, we get all the classic elements of Halo that we've come to love. This, in my opinion, is the best possible way to handle the current direction of the franchise. Not only to improve the campaign for Halo 6, but beyond as well, because most of the Halo fanbase figured that Halo 5 was the worst campaign yet. Imagine a prophet worshipping Cortana now and leading the Covenant in her name, the prophet of intelligence. Those who oppose are to face judgment, but what does this mean? Well, Halo 5 tells us a lot in that last mission, mostly speculation on my end, as this is all a concept to return Halo back to what made it great again. But when you complete the legendary ending of Halo 5, we get a glimpse of a Halo ring with some humming in the background. This is where my concept comes together. Imagine Cortana threatening to release the Flood throughout the galaxy in an attempt to persuade humanity to join her. But humanity needs to fight back. This would mean that once again humanity stands on the brink of extinction against all other forms of life. The Covenant returns as strong and as radical as ever, and the Flood is infecting worlds once again. We would have all our missed enemies, and an epic campaign that ties everything back to what made Halo so amazing. Now with this seemingly unstoppable force brought on by Cortana, What could possibly stop her in this conquest? A familiar face. The Didact. 343 has not officially stated that the Didact is dead. In fact, he returns in the comics as well. I found the weapon description of the bolt shot to be extremely interesting in Halo 5. It specifically mentions the disappearance of the Didact, insinuating that he is not dead. So what role can he play in this? Well, he returns to find Cortana commanding his army and will not stand for it. He retakes all the Prometheans as his own and causes a civil war between Cortana, the Covenant, and the Forerunner race. This could indirectly lead humanity to team up with the Prometheans in an effort to stop Cortana, similar to how the Arbiter and his fleet did, or how the Flood helped Chief defeat the Prophet of Truth in Halo 3, and then quickly turned on him. It would spark such an interesting element to the storyline that will leaving ties to the original series. This idea I'm presenting could take place over the course of 3 games and start a whole new trilogy that would be interesting, expansive, and dynamic. Campaign aside, this could be huge for Halo 6 if it decides to incorporate Warzone as well. Picture a large chaotic battleground where everyone is fighting everyone. Cortana, Covenant.
Here's a definition I found for Covenant.
Campaign aside, this could be huge for Halo 6 if it decides to incorporate Warzone again as well. Picture a large chaotic battleground where everyone is fighting everyone. Covenant versus Flood versus Prometheans versus humanity. An all-out firefight. It would truly be a war zone, whether it was implemented as a firefight mode or the main mode. I truly believe that I have the creative vision that this franchise not only needs, but deserves. I have so many ideas that expand upon this concept for campaign, as well as the new Warzone proposal I just mentioned. I believe this would not only strengthen the video game series, but deliver inspiring comics and lore and everything in the background. It would attract such a large amount of players back into the franchise, along with new players too. There are virtually limitless possibilities this could incorporate, and I'm confident would increase business. Thank you so much for watching. I'm extremely proud of this video and would absolutely love to hear your feedback. So please, please, please comment, rate, subscribe, and don't forget to share this video around. I feel like this really deserves attention, and hopefully you do too, because we all know that Halo 6 is going to define this franchise.